everyone, my name is Megan Malakovic and I'm an Emerald with Plexus. Thank you so much for tuning in to our social media IPA challenge. In network marketing, we build a majority of our business through social media. So we're here today to help give you tips on growing your influence and how you can be more strategic in your social media posting. So let's begin. Today, we're going to talk to you about how having foresight and being prepared is going to yield fruit in your business. First, let's start off with the definition of foresight. Foresight is the ability to predict what will happen or what will be needed in the future. The amazing John Maxwell says that having foresight is a quality that a great leader possesses. So if you don't have foresight, you will struggle in leading your team because we need to have a big picture mindset. We don't just want to be thinking about today. We want to be thinking about next week, next month, and even next year so that we can help lead our teams in that direction. Maybe you're sitting here wondering, okay, what in the world does having foresight have to do with social media posting? And we're going to get to that in just a minute. Maybe you're like I was 2 years ago and you had little to no engagement on your social media. You would post something to Facebook and you'd get maybe a handful of likes, a few comments here and there, mainly just, for me, it was my mom, my aunt, and my best friend just catching up on pictures of the kids. I wasn't really adding value to my audience. But now, because I have been actively working on growing my influence on social media, people are coming to my page because they view me as a resource when it comes to motherhood or inspiration and positivity and health and wellness. So yesterday, we were talking about zeroing in on those 3 topics that you want to be known for on social media so that people so that they know when they come to your page, they know what to expect. Okay, so here's another reason why we had you pick those topics. Have you ever been driving in a car and on the road you never noticed this specific kind of car until you bought that one? And then all of a sudden you start seeing it everywhere. And it's not because all of these people just went out and bought the same car that you did. It's because now you are made aware of that vehicle, so you start seeing it all over. Well, the same thing is going to happen with your 3 topics that you picked. Now, as you're going through your day-to-day life, all of a sudden, things are going to start popping out at you that go along with those topics that you picked. So instead of sitting there and saying to yourself, I have no clue what to post about today. Oh gosh, I have no ideas. I'm not feeling creative today. Whatever it is that's going through your mind and you're thinking, help, I don't know what to post. That's not going to be the problem anymore because now you're going to have all of these ideas coming at you. Not that those ideas weren't there before, but now that you're made aware of these topics, your brain is naturally going to be drawn to those certain topics, and it's really going to help you in your posting. So I have a few more tips for you just when it comes to being prepared with your Facebook posting. So if you are scrolling through Facebook, and if you're like me, you probably follow a lot of Jules and a lot of other Plexus people on Facebook. And whenever you see a post that you like, you are going to want to save it. So there's 2 different ways that you can do this. There's actually a save button over in the top corner of a post on Facebook. You can click and save it. It will save the link, or you can actually copy the words from that post and then go ahead and put it over in Evernote, and you can save it for later. And I highly recommend doing this, you guys, because you don't want to just use a post that somebody did that day and then copy it. Whatever you do not immediately copy it and then post it the same day, because there's nothing that's less authentic than when the same post goes viral all throughout Plexus at the same time. You know, a lot of your friends are going to be scrolling through their Facebook and they don't want to see the same exact post popping up all over the place for all the people that they know who do Plexus, okay? It really just turns people off. So we want to be authentic. And so you want to save that post, but then you're going to want to go back. You're going to want to tweak it so that it sounds more like you. And then you're going to want to go ahead and post it later on. You can either cycle that post, wait a few days, you can wait a few weeks, or sometimes I'll cycle posts out even a few months later, because you guys, I have hundreds of posts saved in my phone, so that when I am planning out my content, I already have them listed there, and then I can just grab one that I like and use it, okay? So the other thing too is that Facebook favors new content. So if you are just regurgitating things that other people have posted and you're not tweaking it and you're not making it more personal, your posts are not going to be seen as much either. So we always want to remain true to ourselves and be authentic and make it sound like we wrote it. So that's tip number 1, is that you want to save a Facebook post when you see one that you really like so that you can use it for later. The second thing that you guys can do is time block and prepare content a week out in advance. And I heard this so many times from people, and I just thought, oh, there is no way that I can sit down and actually just carve out all this different content for the week. How am I going to know what I want to post? Because I was falling into the trap of thinking that there was pressure to post things that were going on in my life in real time. And I want you to know that there is no pressure. If your kids do something that's super cute and you have a picture about your family that you want to post, but you already posted something similar like that today, but a ton of things happened in one day, just save that content for another day. Nobody's gonna care if you post it a week later. It's better to have really high quality content posted later on than you just rushing and posting it in real time. So go ahead, you can sit down for a few hours or even just 30 minutes here and there and plan out your content in advance. Just this weekend, I went to Starbucks, I took a few hours, I sat down and I planned out most of my content for the week. Now, I still have a few gaps here and there just to post things about my family and kids and things like that, but a majority of my posts are all set to go. So when I wake up in the morning, instead of frantically trying to figure out what in the world I'm going to post, I already know what I'm going to post, and then my life is going to go a lot smoother. It's going to be a lot less chaotic, because instead of trying to get my kids breakfast and try and figure out a really good inspirational post for that day that's going to be such good quality and good content, you can't really do both of those things at the same time, okay? So have your focus devoted to spending some time and planning out those posts in advance. Now, tip number 3 is to do some photo shoots. Get dressed up one day. Have a few outfits picked out, some different earrings. Pick some different products that you want to use, and go outside and take some pictures. Have your husband do it, or call up your best friend and ask them to do it. Maybe you can even ask your kids to be in the pictures with you. But because you already have posts that you are saved, you know that you want to use, now you just need to add your own personal picture to those posts. So go out, do a little photo shoot, or maybe on a Sunday when you're all looking nice after church, just snap a few selfies, take a few pictures that you know you're going to use later on. So that way, when you have days when you are in your pajamas all day and you haven't showered, you can still post high quality photos without ever having to get ready. So this is where Foresight really comes in. You have the post that you know you want to use, say from other people. Now you just have to add the pictures to it and personalize it. So those are my top tips for just being prepared with your Facebook posting. I hope that you enjoyed and that this really helps.